BWOne here from BWOne.com, and we're going to do an unboxing and review of the Pandigital Novel. Now, this is a device that we did see at CEA Line Show. We did a video on earlier. Now we have one here to do a quick unboxing and review for you, and we're going to start off with the unboxing. Just to show you the cool box here, just open it up. Alright. Let's check out what we have inside. Alright, looks like it goes this way. Slides out just like that. Alright. Let's see. Get a nice little thank you note for purchasing the Pandigital Novel e-reader. Alright, looks like some guides and instructions here for you. Looks like this is a novel itself. We'll get to that in just a second. We'll take a look at some of the other accessories here. This looks like your AC adapter here, which looks like it's just like a regular power adapter here, so it takes this kind of port. It isn't like a USB one. Do get a USB charge and sync cable as well. Looks like this is actually this is mini USB going against what you typically see as micro USB. Looks like this is a mini USB here, and you get a nice little stand to hold it up on, obviously. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's unpackage it and check out what we got. Okay, now that we have it unboxed here, we'll just take a quick hardware tour around. As you can see here on the front, this is a 7-inch screen. It's a resistive touchscreen, and here at the top you have an LED indicator as well. Let's take a look here on the side, and on this side we have the power button. On the bottom here we have our stylus. This slides in and out. And on this side here you have your DC jack for power and your mini USB for syncing and downloading as well. Here on the top you have your 3.5mm headphone jack. This right here is a switch for turning the Wi-Fi on and off, and also a low power setting. This is your SD card slot. This right here is your volume rocker that goes up and down. And here on the back we have the speaker, built-in speaker right here on the back. So that's pretty much it for the hardware tour around the Pandigital Novel. It's pretty light. You can tell there's some weight to it, but it does feel nice. It has a plastic back finish. Looks like to be a sort of a plastic finish here around the edges of the screen and stuff. But overall, pretty nice. Feels pretty good in the hand. Doesn't feel cheap. Feels pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's like, premium hardware feel, but it does feel like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break in my hand. So that's pretty much for the hardware there. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna charge it up, power it up, play around with it a little bit, and we'll do a quick review and see how well the Pandigital Novel works. Okay. Let's take a deeper look inside the Pandigital Novel. Now, the novel does have a 7-inch LCD screen that has a resolution of 600 by 800, which looks pretty good, especially since it's a color screen, so pictures do look pretty good and video does look pretty decent. It's a resistive touchscreen, which is, you're going to see in a second, it's going to work really against a lot of things that go inside, go on with the Pandigital Novel, but obviously that was chosen to kind of keep costs down because capacitive touchscreens cost a little bit more. So other than that, it does come with the ARM11 processor, and this is an Android-based device. It's Android, I believe, 2.0, and it has a skinned interface on top of it to make it much more like an e-reader, because this is where it's kind of aiming, being a color e-reader. So let's take a quick look inside the software here. Before we get to that, I just want to show you how the touchscreen works. As you can see, it's I just tried to slide something and it's already loading up a book here, like I selected something. But the cool thing is, just to show you quickly how that works, you can go up here in the bookstore. It's partnered with Barnes & Noble. You select the book. If you want to buy it, you can hit buy now with your account, or you can hit get free sample, and it will download a sample for you. This is a Wi-Fi only device too, so there we go. It's a Wi-Fi only device, so sometimes it does take a little bit of time to update, I feel. I don't know if that's the Wi-Fi so much as with the little bit of a slower processor inside of here than what you see in most devices, and maybe the skin interface is kind of eating up a little bit of the memory here. But once you've done that, I'll just use the stylus here for the rest of the review because it's just going to be easier to get through. Once you've downloaded what you wanted, let's see, scroll back here, tap on sample, ask you, do you want to download? And we'll say yes. Download it successfully, and now we'll just hit update library just to make sure we have everything proper. Okay, we'll click on the sample there. I think I clicked on the other book by accident, but we'll see in a second. It does take a few seconds for the books to load up, which is a little disappointing as well. Looks like I did click on the other one by mistake here, and I actually have it sitting here in night mode. This is the night mode, but if you wanted to, you can go back to day read. It goes from a black background back to a white background. You just tap here on the top, brings up the menu. We can go library, content, books, you can go to a specific section inside of the book here. And even this sometimes can be a little bit funny to play around with. Just to show you the menu there. And if you want to go to a different book, you just swipe there. Just like that. You can swipe there just like that. And if you wanted to, you can also read in landscape mode too. It will rotate around. It takes a couple seconds. It rotates around just like that. If you wanted to read like that, you can as well. You can make notes, just like you can just like most e-readers. You can make notes. So I wanted to make a note here on the word courthouse. We can just highlight it. Tap and hold. You can highlight it. Look up the word dictionary if you're not sure what it means. You can add a note, and it'll keep a note there. You can highlight it if you want to. We'll just do a quick highlight. Highlights it there in yellow. That's one of the advantages of obviously having a color screen. And that's pretty much it for just like reading a book and such there. You can also tap at the top for music as well. But let's go ahead and head over to, let's bring up this menu here. Head over up here. Alright, see. Let's head over into the library to show you what that looks like. You can see all your books right here. You can organize them by date, title, author. You can see different bookshelves. You can manage books. You can lend and return books. Normal things you can do inside of an e-reader here. We'll go back. Brings us back to the main menu here. And we'll take a look here. Also up here, this bookstore, which is sponsored by Barnes & Noble. They're partnered with Barnes & Noble, so you can get bestsellers, new releases, e-magazines, e-newspaper. You can update the information through there as well to get the latest stuff. If you hit the shop BWOne button, by the way, I just want to point this out. If you do hit that, it opens up to the browser for shopping. There's no like internal sort of app to shop inside of this other than what you see right up here. And you can shrink these menus as you go along too. You just tap the sides there. And you can reveal the custom, the wallpaper that you want to make there. You can make any picture pretty much a wallpaper. See if you want to show that more. Go back. And we'll take a look at the web. Alright. And what we'll do here with the web is we'll go to everybody's favorite website. That would be BWOne.com, which I already have cached here. Just to make it a little bit easier to type, because since it's resistive touchscreen, there's no keyboard here. It's just the stock Android keyboard that it does come with, so it's a little bit harder to type on that with a resistive touchscreen. Sure you get loading up here. Alright, looks like it loads up the site pretty well. Scroll through and check it out. You can also rotate this. I rotated to the wrong side. Try there. There we go. And it puts it into landscape mode there. Probably a little bit easier for browsing. Alright. Let's exit out of here. And overall, you can see that the interface is a little bit sluggish. Things are just a little bit sluggish. They take a second to load up. The music app isn't really anything fancy. They scanned over basically the basic Android music interface. And audio actually does sound pretty good when you have it inside the headphones. Audio come out of the speaker, it's okay. Can I play this to show you? Not necessarily the loudest. Turn it up a little bit. Got that as max volume for the speaker in the back. Alright, let's pause it here. Alright, go back. Go back here again. Alright, next thing we'll check out some video. This does play video. That's one of the advantages of obviously having an LCD on here. So we'll check out some of the videos internally. Play this test clip here. Give you an idea how the video looks, and it does look pretty decent, especially for an e-reader. You can rotate it like that. Alright, There we go. Just to show you an example of the video. Video does work pretty decent. Not a greatest interface in the world, but it does serve its purpose, and you do have BWOne there, so you can watch quick clips if you wanted to. Also here, let's check out some photos. We'll go to all pictures. Just click on a photo here. I'll automatically put this in widescreen for you here, landscape mode rather. And then one thing I try not to do, but I'm used to doing, is just double tapping to open something up. You actually have to tap it once and hit one of the buttons up here to open it up. And you can do it in that landscape here. We'll do it in portrait. To show you the rotation. There you go there. Alright, swiping left to right changes the picture, so there's no animation for it. You can also dim the light to make it a little bit easier to see. You can rotate as well. Rotate the pictures here. And you can zoom in just like that. Alright, we'll just head on back here. So that's pictures real quickly. Pictures look pretty decent. Looks like good for an LCD screen. Probably not the greatest out there, but it does look pretty decent. You have things such as a calendar, which is basically a skinned version of the basic calendar that comes in Android. You can add email to it. It's the basic email client here. They don't have the Gmail client built into this. But other than that, that's pretty much the Pandigital Novel there. Now, overall, I would say, first and foremost, this isn't sort of like an iPad competitor, because this is trying to be an e-reader. As the iPad, the last thing anybody does with an iPad is probably actually buy and purchase books. They mostly use that for games and other types of applications you can use for that. It's like a big iPod Touch. So this isn't really competing against the iPad. This is more along the lines with an e-reader market there. And with an e-reader market, it stacks up pretty decently. Now this is trying to do more than what a basic e-reader does with just regular e-ink and e-paper. So this obviously is doing a lot more. And I don't think Android is quite, like I said, it's not quite set up for tablets and other devices. Really made for a phone operating system. So really, I think that kind of hinders this just a little bit, because they're gonna have to put a skin on it and try to make it do something that it's not quite designed to do. So this is BWOne here from BWOne.com, reminding you to head over to BWOne.com. There's a full written review with pictures and all that stuff as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page here. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/BWOne.com. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.